Don't just listen to my voice. Feel the vibration of these words as they move through you. Because what I'm about to share is not theory, it's transformation in motion. In the next few moments, something deep within you will awaken. Not because I said it, but because a part of you has always known it. You've just been waiting for the right moment to remember. I was standing alone one morning, staring out the window as sunlight spilled through the glass, when I realized something that changed everything. We spend our lives talking to people, to the world, to the noise around us. But how often do we talk to ourselves? And even more importantly, how do we talk when we do? Every word you speak is a seed. Every sentence you repeat is a desire. Your words are not harmless. They are architects, builders of your inner world. Your mind, that mysterious instrument within you, is the most advanced creation in the universe. Even now, as you sit here listening, it's processing billions of signals, shaping thoughts, crafting emotions, rewriting chemical codes. But there's one secret that most people never learn. Your mind doesn't filter your words as opinions, it accepts them as orders. It believes what you say and then works to make it real. Every phrase you whisper in the quiet moments when nobody is watching becomes a blueprint for your tomorrow. There's a law, ancient, unshakable, invisible, and yet as real as gravity. It says what you declare with your tongue becomes what you live with your hands. The words you speak to yourself are not background noise. They are the script your subconscious performs every single day. I've spoken to thousands across continents, from crowded cities to remote villages, and I've found one truth repeating itself like an echo through every story of transformation. The people who rise above limitation, the ones who seem unstoppable, all share a mastery of self-dialogue. They don't just speak words, they sculpt reality with them. They understand that the voice inside isn't just commentary, it's creation. But here's the beautiful truth. This isn't a gift reserved for a chosen few. It's a skill, a discipline, a sacred technology available to every human being willing to use it. And over the next 3 days, I'm going to show you how to awaken it, how to reprogram your mind through the simple, powerful act of speaking new words. Think about it. Your brain has spent decades building pathways based on repetition. Every time you said, "I'm not ready" or "I can't," it paved another neural road leading straight back to limitation. You didn't build those roads overnight, and you won't erase them overnight, but you can begin a revolution in just 3 days. Some people think that kind of change takes years. But a seed doesn't wait for permission to grow. The moment it touches fertile soil, transformation begins, unseen but unstoppable. And your mind works the same way. The instant you plant new words within it, something starts to move beneath the surface. Science now confirms what ancient wisdom has always known. Your brain doesn't distinguish between what is vividly imagined and what is real. When you speak to yourself, when you declare a truth, even before it manifests, your brain begins constructing it as if it were already happening. You are, quite literally, shaping the structure of your own mind. Each morning when you say, "I'm tired," your body responds in obedience. When you mutter, "This is too hard," your brain closes the door to creativity. Words are not sounds, they are signals, biochemical commands, frequencies that instruct your nervous system how to feel, how to act, how to exist. Now imagine what could happen if you reverse that pattern. If instead of saying, "I'm not good enough," you whispered, "I am learning to rise higher every day." Your mind would begin carving new pathways, roads leading toward confidence, clarity, and power. Because your subconscious doesn't care about truth or lies. It only obeys repetition. What you repeat becomes what you believe, and what you believe becomes your reality. Your words are construction materials. Every "I am" builds a wall or opens a door. When you say, "I am capable," you are laying bricks of strength. When you say, "I am unworthy," you're tearing down your own foundation. This is the construction site of your destiny, and every sentence you speak is a tool shaping it. I want you to pause and breathe, because the moment you understand this, you hold the key to every breakthrough you've ever desired. You are not a victim of circumstance. You are a creator through language. The way you talk to yourself is the way you train the universe to respond to you. So here's where it begins, the 3-day transformation. In these next sessions, we'll explore the exact words that rewire your neural architecture, the phrases that realign your thoughts with universal law, and the process that turns language into power. But before we move forward, let this truth settle deep within you. Your words are not reflections of your reality. They are the blueprints for it. Speak with intention, think with conviction, live with awareness, because in the silence between your thoughts, your future is listening. You've begun to understand that your words are not echoes, they are instruments of creation. Now it's time to step deeper into the process, into what I call the 3-day transformation. Because transformation doesn't require an eternity, it requires intention, consistency, and the right language spoken with unwavering focus. For 3 days, you will not be the same. You will not think the same, speak the same, or even move through the world the same way, because in these 3 days you are retraining the most powerful system in existence, your own mind. Let me show you how this works. Day 1 is resistance. Day 2 is release. Day 3 is rebirth. That is the rhythm of transformation. On the first day, your old patterns will fight back. They will whisper their familiar lies. I can't do this, it's too late, I failed before. You will feel that resistance in your body, in your thoughts, in the echo of your own doubts. But understand this, that resistance isn't a sign of failure, it's proof that you are touching the edges of change. When you press against old patterns, they scream. That's how you know you've found them. Your mind has been walking the same mental pathways for years, rivers of repetition carved deep into the landscape of your brain. On the first day, you begin to redirect the flow. You speak new words into old systems. It feels unnatural at first, like speaking a foreign language. But every time you say, I am capable, even if you don't fully believe it, your brain listens. It records, it begins to shift. On day 2, something subtle begins to happen. The noise of resistance starts to fade. The storm begins to calm. Your mind, once so certain of your limitations, begins to run out of arguments. Like a child who has shouted itself tired, it starts to listen. And in that listening, your new words take root. They begin to sink into the fertile soil of your subconscious. You will begin to feel lighter. Thoughts that once triggered anxiety will lose their power. Doubts that once controlled your choices will begin to dissolve. Why? Because your mind can't serve two masters. Once it starts to believe in possibility, impossibility begins to lose its grip. And then comes day 3, the moment everything begins to change. Your words now have momentum. Your thoughts begin searching for evidence to support your new identity. Instead of unconsciously proving your limitations, your mind starts collecting proof of your potential. You say, I am becoming stronger every day. And suddenly, you notice the moments when strength appears, small victories, subtle shifts, glimpses of who you are becoming. This is not magic. This is neuroplasticity, the miracle coded into your biology. Every word you repeat carves a new neural path. Every phrase you speak with conviction builds a new bridge between your conscious intention and your subconscious design. The more you repeat, the stronger it gets. The stronger it gets, the more natural it feels. Until one day, what used to feel like pretending becomes who you are. But here's the truth most people miss. The 3 days are not just about speaking differently, they are about feeling differently. When you say, I am powerful, you must feel the vibration of that truth resonating through your chest. When you say, I am worthy of greatness, you must breathe as if those words are oxygen, because they are. On these 3 days, the universe is listening to your voice, not to your doubts, not to your fears, but to the vibration of your declaration. Words are waves. They ripple through time and space, bending reality toward their frequency. And when those words align with faith, emotion, and repetition, transformation becomes inevitable. So here's what I want you to do. When you wake up on day 1, before your feet touch the floor, speak your new truth aloud. I am becoming more powerful every day. Say it slowly. Let it echo. Don't rush it. Feel it. Because in that first moment of the morning, your mind is most open, most receptive. Those words will settle into the soil of your subconscious and begin their silent work. During the day, when fear whispers, answer it with power. This is not happening to me, this is happening for me. You're training your mind to interpret adversity as growth. You're rewriting your internal code. And when the night comes, before you close your eyes, speak again. While I sleep, my mind reorganizes itself for success. Your subconscious doesn't rest. It listens, it works, it builds. Even in the stillness of sleep, your words are shaping tomorrow's reality. By the 3rd sunrise, you'll notice something different. The words no longer feel foreign. The declarations no longer feel forced. Your energy begins to rise before your thoughts even form. That's the sign, the moment when the old programming begins to break and the new identity starts to take root. This is the essence of the 3-day transformation. Repetition with awareness, emotion with direction, faith with focus. You are not forcing change. You are aligning with it, because the person you are becoming already exists within you. Your words are simply the keys that unlock that version of yourself. You see, the power isn't in the words alone. It's in the meaning you breathe into them, the emotion you attach to them, the consistency with which you repeat them. Every syllable is a seed. Every repetition is rain. Every belief that begins to form is the sunlight that makes your new reality grow. And as we move forward, I'm going to show you exactly how to design these words, how to speak with precision, how to use the language of transformation so effectively that your mind has no choice but to believe. Because when your words align with your vision and your vision aligns with universal law, success stops being a struggle. It becomes your natural state. Now that you understand the rhythm of transformation, it's time to master the language that makes it real. Because transformation doesn't respond to vague words, it responds to precision. Your mind is not confused, it is obedient. It listens carefully, and whatever you tell it with emotion, it accepts as command. Most people speak to themselves in generalities. They say things like, I'll try to be better, or I hope things change. But the language of success doesn't begin with hope, it begins with certainty. Words are code, and the subconscious mind only responds to codes that are specific, intentional, and repeated with emotion. So let's decode the architecture of transformation. When you say, I'm trying to succeed, your brain interprets trying as uncertainty, as struggle, as delay. But when you say success flows to me naturally, everything changes. You've shifted the frequency from resistance to inevitability. Your brain begins to release chemicals of confidence, not hesitation. It stops searching for escape routes and starts looking for pathways forward. That's why your words must be crafted like sacred instruments, clear, deliberate, and aligned with the truth you're becoming. When you say, I am designed for excellence, you are not pretending. You are activating. You are calling forth what already exists within your divine design. Every declaration of I am opens a creative field. I am powerful. I am focused. I am growing into my potential every moment. Each statement sends waves of energy through your nervous system, instructing your biology to align with your belief. But there's a deeper layer here, one that few people ever realize. The way you feel while speaking these words determines the magnitude of their power. Words without emotion are like arrows without a bow. You can whisper them endlessly, but they'll never travel far. It's the energy behind your declaration that carries it into reality. So when you say, I am becoming unstoppable, don't just say it. Feel it. See it. Hear it echoing through your future. Let it vibrate through your chest until it feels undeniable. Because your subconscious mind cannot resist what feels real. Here's a secret. You don't have to destroy negative thoughts. You only need to replace their energy. When your mind says, I'm not ready, you respond, I am growing into my readiness every moment. When it whispers, I'm afraid, you reply, I am becoming more confident with every breath. You're not fighting the old thought. You're redirecting it, giving it new instruction. That is mastery. This is not self-deception. It's self-direction. You are not lying to yourself when you declare your potential. You are instructing your mind where to go next. Every time you speak, you're issuing construction orders to your subconscious. Build confidence here, strengthen resilience there, expand vision everywhere. That's why you must guard your language with sacred attention. Half-hearted words create half-hearted results. The universe doesn't respond to doubt, it responds to conviction. When you say, I am worthy of greatness, say it as though the ground beneath you depends on it, because in truth, your reality does. Your words are the frequency that the universe tunes itself to. Speak scarcity, and you attract scarcity. Speak expansion, and you invite abundance. This is not mysticism, it's resonance. It's how energy behaves. Your thoughts create vibration. Your vibration attracts experiences of the same frequency. So if you wish to experience peace, you must speak peace. If you wish to walk in power, you must declare power. And it doesn't stop with speech, it extends into how you interpret the events of your life. When challenges appear, don't say, this is too hard. Instead, say, this is growing me. Every obstacle becomes an instrument of evolution when you rename it. Every struggle becomes a seed of strength when you speak it that way. So let's build a new language together, one that trains your mind to expect success, one that aligns your emotions with your destiny. Here are a few foundational power phrases to begin using immediately. I am the architect of my life. I am guided by wisdom and clarity. I am aligned with the flow of abundance. I am in the process of mastering every challenge I face. Each of these phrases creates a new vibration, one that your subconscious can't ignore. And when doubt tries to return, because it will, don't fight it. Simply whisper your truth again. Repetition is the tool. Emotion is the fuel. Faith is the fire. You don't overcome darkness by wrestling with it. You overcome it by turning on the light. That is the language of success. Not denial, but direction. Not wishing, but declaring. Not reaction, but creation. As we move forward, you'll learn how to integrate these phrases into your daily rhythm, how to structure your mornings, your moments of silence, your nights, so that every hour becomes a tool for reprogramming your mind, because timing matters. There are specific moments when your subconscious is wide open, and what you speak in those moments becomes law. And that's where we go next, into the daily design of transformation. How to turn this new language into a living habit that rewires not just your thoughts, but your entire way of being. Now that you've learned how to shape the language of success, it's time to anchor that language into your daily rhythm. because repetition alone is not enough. Timing is the secret key. There are windows in your day when your subconscious mind is most receptive, sacred moments when words sink deeper, faster, stronger. When you learn to speak power into those moments, transformation stops being random and becomes inevitable. The first moment is the morning, the bridge between sleep and awakening. When you open your eyes, before you reach for your phone, before you let the noise of the world rush in, there is silence. That silence is holy. That's where your mind is still connected to the infinite. In that space, your brain waves are slow, your consciousness is soft, and your subconscious is wide open. This is where you plant the seeds. Before your feet touch the ground, whisper these words. I am ready for a day filled with power, clarity, and purpose. Say it gently, but with conviction. Feel your body respond. Feel your breath align. Don't just speak it, embody it. You're not describing the day ahead, you're designing it. As you rise, add another declaration. I am designed for excellence. Every breath I take moves me toward my destiny. You're giving your mind direction. You're programming your inner compass, because your first words in the morning don't just describe how you feel, they determine what you'll attract. The next moment of power comes during the day, in the midst of activity, when resistance appears. Challenges will arise, because transformation always invites tests. That's not punishment, that's proof. You're rewriting your mental code, and the old code will always try to run again. But this time you'll be ready. When you feel frustration or fear, stop, breathe, then declare, this moment is shaping me. Say it as many times as you need until your body starts to believe it. You're not escaping difficulty, you're redefining it. Every obstacle becomes fuel the moment you name it as growth. During your work, as you move through decisions and distractions, whisper quiet affirmations under your breath, subtle reminders that reprogram your nervous system. You can say, I think clearly and act with confidence. Everything I need is already within me. I move through this moment with grace. These are not random phrases. They are codes of calm power. Speak them rhythmically, like breathing, steady, grounded, certain, because repetition builds identity and identity builds destiny. Then as the sun begins to set, you arrive at the final sacred window, the night. This is when your conscious mind begins to slow and the gate to your subconscious opens again. Whatever words you speak just before sleep become the blueprint your mind works from through the night. So be intentional. Don't end your day with worry, regret, or fear. End it with power. As you lay your head down, whisper softly, while I sleep, my mind reorganizes itself for greater success. My body restores strength, my heart expands in peace, my soul prepares for purpose. These words become the night's work order. Your subconscious will take those commands and begin building new pathways while you rest. Understand this, transformation doesn't happen only in the moments of effort. It also happens in the stillness between them. Growth is not constant motion, it's rhythm. It's inhale and exhale, expansion and reflection. When you structure your day around this rhythm, morning activation, daytime redirection, nighttime reprogramming, you're synchronizing your mind with the natural pulse of creation itself. And over time, something miraculous begins to occur. The words that once felt like practice begin to feel like truth. The declarations that once required effort become your default state. You start to notice how your mind anticipates success, how your energy attracts opportunity, how peace becomes your baseline. This is what happens when you live intentionally, when every hour becomes sacred, when every word is chosen, when every moment is used to align your thoughts with your destiny. You're not chasing transformation anymore, you're living it. From this structure, your entire inner world begins to shift. People respond to you differently, not because they've changed, but because you have. Energy recognizes energy. The universe rearranges itself to match your new vibration. And it all begins with this daily rhythm, this sacred conversation with your own mind. So as you move into this next stage, remember, you are not practicing positive thinking, you are activating divine alignment. Every morning you rise with intention, every moment you speak with awareness, every night you rest in power. You are rewriting your future. And now as we continue, we're going to go even deeper, because the words are powerful, yes, but what gives them ultimate strength is belief. The next phase of your journey is not just about speaking your truth, it's about believing it until your very cells recognize it as reality. That is where the real transformation begins.